So when I was thinking about what courage is, I think it's about trust, either in yourself or in people around you in times of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Like, hold me accountable. If you see me slipping, if you see me acting, in a way that's bad for your interests, tell me, hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And we go up to the mayor and we swear an oath. And when I was doing that, my wife and my son were in the audience.
Yeah.
And I was just about to say my oath. And my son, who had been wonderful the whole time, he said, "Hello, Dada," from the audience.
That is so cute.
And it was so cute, and he got a big laugh. I'm going to have to really think about how I want that to look and make some big decisions here where I can't be sure of the outcomes, but I'll get as much information from people I trust and experts. But these are going to have huge ramifications. And I'm going to need to be really thinking and focusing on my values to make those decisions and just be courageous with it and own them.
Yeah.
We do heaps and heaps and heaps of agriculture in Dunedin, but it's all shipped offshore, or like 95% shipped offshore.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm in it for the city. I really like the work I'm doing here. It's energizing, and I think I can make positive change.
That's really good.
We have huge amounts of power to affect change. The community is made up of people. It is us.
It is us.
And don't let the people who want to grind you down win.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Talk with the Courageous Heart. I'm glad you are here today. Let's take a moment to breathe, settle in, and begin today's conversation.
Kia ora whanau, welcome to a brand new episode of Talk with a Courageous Heart. As I promised you last time, I have another courageous heart today. Before I get this person in, I would like to do a small introduction. I chose this person because he's part of the City Council in Dunedin, and he makes the decision that affect many people in this community. I don't know much about this person, so I'm really keen, as you guys are, get to know this person. And I'm pretty sure we'll get to know this person as we go through this journey. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mickey Treadwell. Come on in, please.
Kia ora, Andrew. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you, Mickey. Thank you so much for saying yes. I appreciate that.
Honestly, it's a privilege.
And Mickey, I hadn't been to Dunedin. Probably like the last time I was here, like about 5 years ago. But even then, didn't really time to go around. It was like a one-day trip from Oamaru. So I was actually here about 10 years ago for a concert, and I had time to go around. And since then, it has changed a lot.
Yes, in the past 10 years, it's a massive change.
Exactly, and it's gotten better. Like new infrastructure, like a hospital coming up, and there's so many things going on.
George Street redevelopment is a big visual change for sure.
Yeah, and the university and the train station is so breathtaking. And it's so beautiful. And look, Mickey, before I say anything else, for the people who hasn't seen a episode of this podcast, I just want to give you a small explanation how this works. Well, I asked my guests few questions. It's all about courage, how courage played a role through different seasons in their lives. And so, Mickey, in saying that, before I go to questions, if I ask you, like, many people might know you, many people might not know you. So if I ask you, who are you? How would you describe yourself briefly?
It is a very solid question, and I should have prepared better for it. So my name is Mickey Treadwell. I'm a Dunedinite. I've been here all my life. I was actually born in West Auckland, but moved down here when I was 1 because our family moved down for work. My first career was in film and television, and then I transitioned into the tech and gaming space. While I was in that space, I got a bit more involved with politics. Last year I ran for the Dunedin City Council local body elections.
Wow.
And I'm an elected member on the Dunedin City Council. So that's sort of quite a LinkedIn answer. But in terms of who I am, I'm a Dunedin guy. I've lived here all my life. I am very interested in the arts and music. I played in a lot of bands growing up.
Oh, wow.
I have a wife and 2 lovely children,
Yeah.
a 4-year-old and an 8-week-old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm getting hit with the early mornings and the late nights at the moment. And
You must be
yeah,
really busy.
pretty busy.
Yeah.
But lots of people are.
Yeah, fair enough.
People are.
Well, thank you for that beautiful explanation, and again, thank you for making this time. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
I just want to dive into the first question, if that's okay with you. So, given this podcast about courage, I just want to ask you, what is courage means? Like, what does courage means to you? And can you also give me an example where you had to be courageous?
Yeah, this is such an interesting topic, honestly. It really got me thinking. Because I feel like most podcasts are about more, I don't know, it's a nice elevated thing to think about. So when I was thinking about what courage is, I think it's about trust, either in yourself or in people around you in times of uncertainty.
So, oh my God, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think it's like when you don't know an outcome,
Yes.
but you act,
Yeah.
that shows courage.
Yeah.
And that's either because you're trusting in yourself and your ability to have a good result,
That's right.
or you're trusting in others. Like,
Yes.
it's still courageous to follow somebody, a
That's
leader
right.
as well. Yeah.
And
And
it-
also, if I think it sort of requires some uncertainty or some fear.
Yeah, no,
courageous.
I don't think otherwise we can call it courageous though. Yeah, I think it's like, it has to be like 50-50. Either you know it's going to fail, or either you don't know how it's going to fail. So like, I think courage is like more you having faith it would work out.
Totally.
And take that step, I feel like. Yeah.
I fully agree.
Yeah, Mickey, so you talked about your career changes earlier, and I just want to ask that, what made you step into a role where you are now making decisions that affect so many people?
Yeah, I think for me, it's quite bound up in becoming a parent, to be honest. That's when I really started thinking about how the city looked after people. Like, we were in hospital for the birth. Hospital is part of the city.
That's right.
And around that time was also when the city council was protesting all the cuts to the hospital that the government was doing. And so I was really seeing how local politics affected me and other people in the maternity ward and in NICU on a really, really direct level. And so I got interested in the council, how that related to central government and how that affected people materially on the ground. And I thought the hospital protest was really good, but I was also quite frustrated as I kept watching sort of council initiatives at the choices that were being made. So I began watching a lot of council meetings to understand better how our leaders in the community, our governors, kāwanatanga, how they were making these decisions.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that, I suppose, my community was really being represented. I didn't immediately go, well, I'll go in and fix things.
Yeah, of course.
But I did start asking people in my community, or actually saying, I think you should run, I think you'd be a great asset to the council, you'd be a great voice for us.
Yeah.
But I didn't really manage to get anyone across the line. So then I had to reflect a bit and think, well, I'm actually in a position of relative privilege.
Yeah.
I'm not rich by any means, but I was comfortable, and sort of I had educated myself enough about the workings of council to a point where I thought, sometimes you have to go, why not me?
Yeah, exactly.
And it seemed like I was the person in the place at the time where it was appropriate to do that.
I really want to acknowledge that, because I feel like I would never have guts to, what do you call it, compete in an election. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it takes a lot, and you put yourself out there, and you did that, and you got into politics, and now you make decisions that can change Dunedin for good.
Yeah. Well, I think never say never, Andrew. I know. We all need to be. I think it's really important for everyone to participate in politics.
Yeah, that's right.
But I also appreciate the campaign is really intimidating. Like, you have to back yourself.
Yeah.
I had posters of myself on the
Yeah, I can
which
imagine.
is very weird. I think the flip side of that is you look at your leaders, look at your people in Parliament and in your council and think, are they really doing such a better job than I could do in that position?
Yeah.
Would it be of value to my community if I was in that position? And that really is what drove me.
Yeah.
All this sort of complication around seeing myself and backing myself feels less important than the actual goal of improving things for my community. So it's sort of liberating in that way, I guess. Like I'm like, what needs to be done is so important that my concerns, my fears around this, they sort of fade away.
Yeah.
Because that's just me. I'm just one guy.
Yeah, exactly. And I also feel like you can't make a big change in a one day, in a 1 month. It just takes small steps and keep repeating every day. I feel like, and with that saying, we'll go to second question, because all the you're representing a wide range of people, and all with their different needs. How do you navigate that without losing your own values?
That's a really good question, because when you're in that space of council or any kind of political space where you're in a governance position, you're separated from your community, and so it's sort of easy to lose sight of how things work normally. For me, I'm really guided by, I'm always thinking about, when I'm making decisions, how would this affect somebody who's really vulnerable? Somebody, if we keep our politics rooted in those who are disadvantaged, maybe they're part of the disabled community, they're young, don't have any money. If we are acting in the interests of those people, that's how we can buoy up the community. Now, that doesn't mean that we're only doing things for those groups, but they're the people who we need to look after the most. And if we're looking after them, then they can contribute to the community themselves, and that's how we really strengthen and make a broader city. The thing is, whenever I engage with people in the community, I always say, assuming there's somebody who agrees with me, I'm like, hold me accountable. If you see me slipping, if you see me acting, in a way that's bad for your interests, tell me, hold me accountable.
That's very, again, I just want to acknowledge that too. That's very humble thing to do as well, right? Just to keep yourself humble and just tell them, if you see me slipping, just let me know, so I can make it work. If I'm making a wrong decision, I can start back again and make the right decision. And like I just want to say that, especially you're a young guy, and stepping into leadership, do you ever feel pressure to have everything figured out, even when you don't, when this, like, at your age?
Definitely. I chatted with someone about this recently, actually. Like, when you first come into the chamber, and you're around the table with everybody, it's very austere. And there's a lot of actual council procedure that you do sort of have to know.
Wait, I'm just going to interrupt you pretty quick.
No worries,
How was that first feeling for you, like the first day in that chamber?
There's sort of two answers here, because we have the first council meeting is sort of ceremonial. Everyone gets sworn in. And that one was very special, because I got to sit around the table and we go up to the mayor and we swear an oath. And when I was doing that, my wife and my son were in the audience. And I was just about to say my oath. And my son, who had been wonderful the whole time, he said, "Hello, Dada," from the audience.
That is so cute.
And it was so cute, and he got a big laugh. And that felt really, really special.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Into the first, substantial council meeting, it was quite intense. Like, I was nervous because there were agenda items in there that I wanted to speak to, and that I felt that the votes were very important, and I had to contribute to the debate, so give kind of big speeches and things. It was kind of high adrenaline, but also it was scary at first, But once I kind of got into the flow of it, it was good.
Yeah.
I won't say it was fun,
Yeah.
because it's serious, but it was exciting and energizing.
Yeah, and because it was a new thing that you get to probably again probably it's a new start. Did you see it as a new start, a new chapter?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think speaking earlier to how when you start campaigning, you kind of have to put aside your concerns about yourself. It's very liberating to be in a governance position.
Yeah.
Because, at least for me, I feel that I kind of have to let go of my ego a bit because the work is so important.
Yeah.
And that feels liberating.
Yes. Look, again, thank you for sharing that. We'll go back to the question that I asked you earlier about leadership and whether you had a pressure to figure out everything right away. Yeah.
So I did feel that pressure, definitely. And I really did put in a lot of hours, reading up on the legislation and stuff.
Wow.
But you get to a point where it's like, okay, I actually can't know every little thing.
Yeah.
And you do have to sort of sit back and listen, and you're not going to know everything about how the council works for the first few months at least.
That's right.
And also, everybody within the council is going to kind of have different strengths and things they know. So once I think actually that first meeting, as you say, that was very significant, because after that I sort of felt, okay, I understand at least how to do the job, and I feel confident in that. And now it's just learning. We're always learning.
Yeah, we're always learning. Like I feel like it doesn't matter whatever job you do, like it takes at least 6 months or 1 year just to be good at it. And like it's you learn as you go, I feel like. And one thing I kind of really want to ask also, looking into future, and what is something you need to take risk on, even if it feels uncertain?
Yeah, so on this one, I've got a council-y specific answer.
Yeah.
Which is because, like, the central government up in Wellington, they're reforming how all the councils work.
Okay.
They're very keen to do that.
Okay.
So you might have heard they talked about getting rid of all of the regional councillors.
Okay.
Which is not the city. So I'm on the city council. There's also a regional council.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Otago.
Okay.
And that'll be part of a whole new envisioning of how local government works in this country. Like, it's actually probably the biggest change since the 80s in terms of that governance.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to really think about how I want that to look.
Yeah.
And make some big decisions here where I can't be sure of the outcomes, but I'll get as much information from people I trust and experts. But these are going to have huge ramifications. And I'm going to need to be really thinking and focusing on my values to make those decisions, and just be courageous with it and own them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean that if they chose to go with that decision, like the changing rules, like, are you talking about maybe I wanna go into regional council, or
So part of why this sort of requires courage is we're not very sure of how it's going to look. The government's still figuring out the regional reorganisation.
Yeah.
But as a council, we'll sort of need to put forward a vision of, well, does the Dunedin City Council, become a unitary council, for example, or what would a wider Dunedin Otago Council look like? Would it encompass these bits of land? What kind of environmental regulations will we be able to enforce or no longer enforce? So we have to present our own vision of how that's going to work, which is sort of unusual. We're not just being told. And that is a really big deal.
And
it affects all the regions either side. And it's a huge shake-up.
It is sounds very uncertain, and
it's very uncertain.
And you have to be courageous. You have to be like open and willingness, like to willing to learn and to figure out as it goes. Mickey, I just wanna that's all the question I have, but I really wanna ask you something. Like I told you when I started the interview that I've been to Dunedin about 8 years ago, and it has changed really, like it has improved a lot compared to today, compared to 8 years ago and today. And if I ask you what would you expect Dunedin to be in 10 years time?
That is a great question. I would like to see, and I think there is a will around the table for it, Dunedin to be more resilient in two ways.
Okay.
Firstly is in terms of like basically climate change and increasing amounts of water coming into the city.
Yeah.
So I think in 8 years you'll see the beginnings of what's called the South Dunedin Future changes, where we're looking to shore up sort of the basically figuring out either how to let water into parts of South Dunedin or to keep the water out completely.
Okay.
And there's going to be a lot of infrastructural work
Okay.
and thought about that.
Yeah.
We're also developing a citywide climate adaptation plan
Okay.
that will affect things like seeing more they talk about like spongy cities.
Yeah.
More parts of the city where water can absorb into. So more planting, more parks,
Oh, okay.
things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Really reincorporating places for the water to go. Streams. It's amazing how much water you can allow to flow through
Yeah.
if you actually allow it, you know, back into its natural inclinations.
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
city.
yeah, yeah.
So I think we'll see a city which is more, much more adaptable to water in terms of both infrastructure, planning, and planting.
Yeah.
I also think we'll see a city which is more economically resilient, and by that I mean have a focus on Dunedin businesses
Yeah.
and small businesses within the city.
Yeah.
That can be tech and startups. Hopefully we'll be able to see some manufacturing, maybe in the like pine and kind of glue laminate area,
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
and also in terms of food resilience. So I think we'll be seeing much more support for veggie growers and like other small agriculture farmers in terms of supporting them to develop farms,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then having places for them to sell that produce within the city.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah, so I think that's the direction the city is going in,
Yeah.
is a lot more sort of a circular economy.
What would you do to attract more tourists?
I think there's real opportunity, particularly in the food kind of resilience and economy space. So I think it's 85% of tourists that come to Dunedin.
Yeah.
Things they're looking for are good food and good drink.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And if we're becoming, I mean, we do heaps and heaps and heaps of agriculture in Dunedin.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's all shipped offshore, or like 95% shipped offshore.
Oh, okay.
If we have more of a focus and visibility of the food that we're producing here, and that's really good quality stuff,
That's right. Is
and if there's more of a focus that in our hospitality, I think that could make Dunedin a real destination for foodies.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah,
like we're already
exactly.
we have wonderful places like Moieti, TT, Number 7, Belmac.
yeah.
But there's room for more of those.
Real for more. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Also, I think in terms of what's called light touch or ecotourism,
What does that mean?
which is like tourism that doesn't harm the natural environment.
Okay.
And we're sort of going to need this because we're the wildlife capital of the country. There's lots of completely unique, you know, tauka species, flora and fauna that you can't see anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Albatross, the hoihoa, the korora, dolphins, orcas, stuff that you can see in Dunedin that almost nowhere else in the world you can see.
Even I was told that there are penguins here too.
Yeah. So the hoihoa is the yellow-eyed penguin, and the korora is the little blue penguin.
Oh,
And
wow.
we have the Yellow-eyed Penguin Trust, which is looking after them, and one that looks after the blue penguins.
That's
which I
okay,
feel terrible.
yeah.
But we have wonderful organisations that are looking after
Wow.
these, and they also help. They also enable tours.
Yeah.
So I think there's a real opportunity there as well.
And like when it's come to your future, where do you see yourself probably in 10 years time? Like, are you thinking about still gonna be in the city council, or like where do you see yourself?
So I can kind of see two paths.
Yeah.
One is I would still be on council,
Yeah.
because I'm in it for the city. I really like the work I'm doing here. It's energizing, and I think I can make positive change.
That's really good.
The other thing is, I don't believe that you should stick around as a politician just for the sake of it. So if there's some big project, some big contribution that I champion for the city, I could also see like myself trying to make a big difference and then bowing out,
Yeah.
so that I don't just stick around.
Exactly. I totally get that. If you make a big difference somewhere else, you just
Yeah.
taking that opportunity and do that. Is that what you're saying?
So I think it's like Yeah, either sticking with the council and just chipping away at it, or if I feel that I've made a really good contribution to council and there's young talent coming up, then I could step aside and maybe.
And
I would really love to learn how to do pottery,
nice.
but maybe that can wait. 2
Yeah,
years.
that can
We'll see.
yeah, no, fair enough. Hey, thank you for sharing the amazing news about the future of Dunedin, and thank you sharing all the challenges you had to go through and the places where you had to be courageous. Thank you for sharing everything that you
Oh,
shared
no
today.
problem. No sort of vision for Dunedin stuff. That's not like concrete things that are going to happen.
Yeah,
but they are
yeah.
the sort of things I would like
To see happen. That's totally makes sense. And before I go to last question, which I ask every guest of mine, there's a part in my podcast where I let my guests ask me a question, but it is only optional. You don't have to ask me a question. Do you have a question for me?
Yeah. I had a couple in mind. I think it would be... What do you most enjoy about doing these interviews?
Oh, it's a good question. I think I really enjoy talking to the person next to me. And I think, and most of the time, when I hear what they been through and how they got through it, it really stuck with me. And because sometimes those are the exact words that I really need to hear, because we all go through our own stuff in life, and like when I hear the things that they had to go through and how they got through from it, and I was like, okay, oh my god, I can try this, I can try to do this way, so I can get through my problems that way. And I really enjoy that too, and I also enjoy connecting with people and get to know them. And for example, I don't know you, I never met you before, so, and I still really enjoy that the conversation is really relaxing, really like never felt that I don't feel like I'm talking to a stranger, and it's that's something I really enjoy too, and I really and I feel like I also get to meet new people, like especially here in Dunedin. Everyone I interviewed so far is new to me, and they've all been very nice, so nice, and I really enjoy that. Like I really enjoy getting to know people and talking to the person next to me, and like being vulnerable, and like most of them, being vulnerable, and they share what they've been through their life, and I really acknowledge that. I really appreciate that, because it's not easy always being vulnerable to a stranger. And I think I feel like I gave you okay answer, good answer. that is my answer. Yes.
Absolutely. No, it was a great answer.
Again, Mickey, thank you so much for coming. But the last question I have is, what is one thing you would say to someone who feels like giving up?
So, firstly, I think if I was addressing someone, you have a lot of power. There are a lot of situations where people want us to give up and they want us to feel hopeless. Wow. And that sounds horrible, but I think sometimes it's a deliberate decision. But really, we have huge amounts of power to affect change. The community is made up of people. It is us.
It is us.
And don't let the people who want to grind you down win.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. Like, there are people that there are people out there who wants us to fail.
That's really sad.
It is really sad. That's right.
But yeah, just keep that in mind.
Yeah. And I feel like I have experienced that too. I know that there are some people that I know that wants me to fail. But I also know people who want me to succeed in life. I think the trick is finding those people who would love to see you succeed in life.
Absolutely, yeah.
And look, Mickey, thank you so much for that amazing advice. And again, it stuck with me. Again, like thank you for sharing that.
I hope it wasn't too trite.
No. It was great. I was like, I was thinking. I mean, I knew that, but I wasn't thinking. I hadn't thought about it in a long time. So I was like, yeah, oh my God, that's true. There are people out there that wants us to fail.
Even like they just don't want you to keep trying.
Exactly.
Your boss doesn't want you to ask for a raise.
That is
They
right.
want you to forget about it.
That is right. So
But that's
good.
that might be your entitlement.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Again, Mickey, that's all the question I have for you. And look, I do really appreciate you coming down here, and I'm so grateful that we could make this work today. And I just can't be more grateful. And I don't know I'm gonna meet you again. I don't know when I'm gonna meet you again, or if I
I'm
will.
sure we'll cross paths again.
Yeah, I hope we will.
And
I hope
next time you're in Dunedin, please let's
we'll
go
do.
coffee.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Until then, I wish you nothing but the best. And it seems like you're very passionate about Dunedin, and it sounds like you're gonna do great things for the people here. And just know that I'm rooting for you, and I think most people in this community rooting for you.
I appreciate that.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate that. So, for the people who tuned in today, thank you for tuning in today. I hope we were able to at least inspire one person, and that's more than enough. I want to leave you with a promise and hope that I would be back with another courageous heart. Until then, be safe, be courageous, and God bless you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. It was great. It was great.
Excellent host.
No,
Truly.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to.
The podcast is still growing, so every follow and share truly means a lot. Thank you for listening to Talk with a Courageous Heart.